What are the essential skills and behaviours every leader needs? In this video, I'm going to share 10 lessons I wish I'd known before becoming a manager. These are 10 things that are the ones that when I see in action, consistently make the difference between an okay and a brilliant manager and leader. Make sure you stick around until the end because I have a bonus for you to help you assess where you are right now so that you can learn these leadership lessons faster and be more of the manager you want to be wherever you are on your journey. Without further ado, let's get into my top 10 lessons. The first one is there is a big gap between thinking you've been clear in setting expectations and your team truly understanding what is being asked of them. It is the number one job of a leader to set the direction for their team. But sometimes you may just find that some work comes back not as you expected and you find that you need to get involved with it. So it's really important to gain that clarity between the two of you. Focus on outcomes and then ask questions to make sure that you're both on the same page. You both have to have clarity about what needs to be done. The second lesson, it takes time to truly know and understand your team. You need to get to know your team, and that just takes time. It takes time to build trust. And one thing for sure is not everyone is the same, and then not necessarily anything like you. It's easy to make assumptions and look at people the way we would think of doing something and not how they may necessarily think about something. So you need to take time to get to know each other. Now, the tip here is to use your one-to-ones. I'm a massive fan of one-to-ones as being part of your management and leadership system. You need to be talking with your team weekly or bi-weekly at the absolute minimum, because that is when you get to know each other. So use your one-to-ones, spend time getting to know each other. Lesson 3, managing up takes time and effort and cannot be done on the fly. It's an important part of your role to be able to align and influence the senior stakeholders within your business, especially your manager. But just like with your team, building these relationships can take time and it can be unnerving. So we can sometimes put it off. So you need a plan. You need to identify who you need to influence and build those relationships with, what about, so there's a really clear goal and outcome, and how you're going to go about it. And you need to give it time so that you spend time getting to know your important senior stakeholders. Lesson 4. Mastering coaching as part of your skill set will save you time, reduce your stress, and above all, it's incredibly fulfilling. So coaching is key to being able to empower your team to do things for themselves. And really importantly, they want it. You ask in any survey of employees, they are looking for coaching. But it's not always done as well as it could be. And the thing I see happens a lot, it kind of slides into direction with more questions. So developing your coaching skills will help you release the potential within your team and give you confidence to have these kinds of conversations. And really importantly, the people you coach will absolutely love you for it. Now, the best way to do this, I've found, is to master the GROW coaching framework, which gives you a framework to follow and keeps you on track. Now, I'm going to link here a video I've already done on how to do a GROW coaching conversation. It's really worth putting in a bit of effort to think about how you would do them and then practice. And another tip is to find someone who can coach you when you get stuck or need extra support. Lesson 5, you will always have to have difficult conversations at some time or other, but you have to embrace the fear and do it anyway. You're never going to get to a time when you don't have them. And that always amuses me that people often say, oh, I'll just master difficult conversations. No, sometime along the line, another conversation is going to come along and give you those nervous feelings that you really don't want to have it. So these are conversations that you must not avoid, because what you're doing if you do avoid them is you're just building up problems for later. Now, they can be a bit easier if you have stronger relationship foundations in place, but they'll never get easy. So the tip here is prepare and practice. So think through what you're going to say, not a script, but just an outline so you know where you're intending to take the conversation. And if you're really nervous, practice it, especially the start. Another tip is to breathe. Think about breathing so that you relax in those conversations. But as I said, you're going to have to do them, so you've got to get used to doing them. Number 6, as a leader, there will always be someone who presses your hot buttons. You know, that person who just annoys you or irritates you or just gets a reaction out of you that you don't want. But as a leader, you need to control those emotions. You need to keep calm and remove your fast emotional response. Now, I know this one is much easier said than done, isn't it? But it's important that you recognize people who have that impact on you and work on it, because it isn't just them that will notice your quick response. Others around may also notice you being a bit short with someone or irritated by someone. And what happens is it reduces the trust in the team and towards you. So if there's someone who creates that quick response in you, I think a tip is just to get to know them better and perhaps talk with them out of the situation of full-on work. So maybe have a coffee, because I find that the more you understand where they're coming from and what their motivations are can make all the difference. Okay, lesson 7. When it comes to capability, there is a big difference between someone's skill and their will. I see this with many managers, and it was definitely true for me. I was quite comfortable in coaching and helping people learn new skills. I really saw it as part of the role. However, I think we can be less comfortable with will, with motivation. And it's probably moving into that more difficult conversation terrain that we're a bit nervous what the answer might be. And we're a bit nervous, therefore, to confront lower motivation or why someone, even though they should know how to do something, perhaps are still not doing it. Now, the tip here, it's all about mastering asking great questions and exploring why someone is behaving in a certain way with them in a safe environment so that you can understand their will and motivation more easily. If you can do this, you will be able to adapt and develop solutions with them to get their capability where you want it to be. Lesson 8. Feedback is a massive enabler of both your and your team's success. So you need to make feedback part of how your team works together. The teams that use feedback frequently and are comfortable with it have a strong learning culture that helps them solve problems faster. They have better teamwork and better trust. This really is oil in the engine of collaboration. So feedback needs to move freely in all directions, up, down, across. So feedback should be part of the way you work, your work systems, not just an occasional conversation. And a great starting point for this is to frequently ask for feedback from your team yourself, because what you're doing there is role modeling that you are comfortable with feedback yourself. And that's so key to establishing the learning culture of your team. Lesson 9. Be transparent and explain why when you make decisions. Avoid confusion and show confidence in your decision making by explaining why your decisions are as they are. Often people just tell people what the decision is, but that context helps people understand why, and especially if they have a different point of view from you. Where you're getting to is that your team may not fully agree with what the decision is, but they will understand, and as a result will be less resistant to that decision. And finally, lesson 10, You need to prioritise time for yourself to think and plan. If you are always doing and directing, you will miss these critical thinking moments to do things better. You need a system to manage yourself, tied to quarterly planning and delivery, that keeps you focused on your priorities. 12 hours a quarter for yourself can make all the difference. And before you say, oh my goodness, that is way too much, I'll never find that much time. If you work full time, not including holidays, you have 480 hours in a quarter. There is the time you have to prioritise it. So this is when you think about what needs doing, what the priorities are, your team, and what you're asking them to do and what their needs are, how well you're working together, and are there any opportunities to improve how the team are working. It's also when you think about your network and who you need to reach out to, and your own leadership development. So many managers tell me that they deprioritise this time for short-term issues. So you have to prioritise and protect it. Otherwise, you will forever be on the back foot. So these lessons should give you a flavour of the skills and mindsets and systems that you need to be successful and be the leader you want to be. If you want to go deeper, check out my manager's blueprint. It goes into more detail with examples, especially if you're working remotely some or all of the time. And there is also a self-assessment questionnaire to see how you're doing and help you know perhaps what to focus on first. You can click on the link on the screen or below to get hold of it. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe and ring the bell so you get to know of each of my videos that I release. And maybe check out this video I made on communication skills to help you dive deeper into this valuable leadership skill set. Okay, until next time, take care.